Let's be real for a second. We have all been there. You know that specific heavy sensation? The alarm screams at you. You peel your eyes open, and before your feet even hit the floor, you feel like a passenger in your own body. For years, that was my reality. I was reactive, never active. I would open my eyes and immediately, almost instinctively, download the entire world's stress into my brain before I even had the chance to brush my teeth. I was walking around tired, foggy, and living life on total autopilot. But eventually, I stopped waiting for some magical bolt of motivation to strike me. I realized that hope isn't a strategy. So, I decided to treat my morning not as a series of accidents, but as a system to be engineered. I built a protocol. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about being a morning person or joining the 5 a.m. club just to brag about it. This is about biology, and it is about psychology. Here is the 9-step blueprint that took me from chronic brain fog to absolute laser focus. Step 1 is what I call the zero input hour. You have to reclaim the timeline. Look, most people start their day playing defense. They wake up, grab the phone, check the news, read the texts, and boom, they let other people dictate their mood for the next 12 hours. You need to flip the script and play offense. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. I don't do this to win a discipline award. I do it to buy silence. In that first hour, the world has zero demands on me. I do not touch my smartphone. I do not check my email. I exist in a zero input state. Why? Because this silence is the only time your brain can actually hear itself think. And hey, if you struggle to actually get out of the sheets, use the 20-second rule. Put your alarm across the room. By the time you physically walk over to turn it off, you've broken the sleep inertia. You are up. You have already won the first battle of the day. All right, step 2. This is the part where you might hate me, but we need to manually override your comfort zone. I'm talking about thermal shock. I used to think cold showers were just some stupid internet fad for tough guys. I was wrong. The science here is actually undeniable. Cold exposure triggers a massive, natural release of noradrenaline and dopamine. These are the neurotransmitters that skyrocket your focus and your mood. Think of it as a biological reboot for your nervous system. When that freezing water hits your skin, your brain screams, "Stop!" But when you stand there and breathe through it, you are doing something powerful. You are training your mind to stay calm under stress. You are killing that inner voice that begs for comfort. You walk out of that shower feeling like a gladiator, ready for the arena. Now that the body is awake, we need to deal with the software. We need to clear the RAM in your brain. In our modern world, we have forgotten the art of doing nothing. We are addicted to constant stimulation. So, step 3 is 10 minutes of cognitive defragmentation. No podcasts, no music, no noise. Just sitting. You can call it meditation, you can call it prayer, or you can just call it sitting on the floor. The label doesn't matter. The goal is simply to watch your thoughts without engaging with them. It allows the mental sediment to settle so you can finally see clear water. This is the moment you remember who you are before the world rushes in to tell you who you should be. You zoom out from the petty problems and lock onto your big picture vision. Step 4. Put away the Dear Diary. We aren't writing poetry about our feelings here. We are strategizing for war. I use a captain's log approach. I answer 3 specific prompts every single morning to calibrate my compass. The anchor. What is one thing I appreciate right now? This primes the brain to scan for positivity. The mission. What is the one thing that makes today a success? This creates razor-sharp focus. The landmine. What distraction must I avoid today? This creates awareness. If you are sitting there thinking, I don't have time to write for 5 minutes, go check your screen time stats. The average person spends 2 hours a day on social media. You have the time. You just need to allocate it to yourself. I used to tell myself that little lie. I'll totally go to the gym after work. Spoiler alert, I rarely did. Now, I front-load the pain. I move before the sun is even up. The logic is simple. Physiology drives psychology. If you feel stagnant mentally, it's usually because you are stagnant physically. You need to generate blood flow to generate ideas. It doesn't have to be a marathon. 25 minutes of kettlebells, a run, or intense yoga, whatever gets the heart rate up. When you sweat before 7 a.m., you are sending a loud signal to your subconscious that says, I prioritize my own machine. It builds an identity of resilience. You stop asking, can I handle this? And you start asking, what's next? Post-workout, I pause. Step 6 is the system diagnostics check. Energy isn't just about how many hours of sleep you got. It's about emotional alignment. I take a moment to scan my body and mind like a dashboard. Am I holding tension in my shoulders? Is my mind racing? If I'm anxious, I use a box breathing technique to regulate my nervous system. If I'm overwhelmed, I write a quick list to get the chaos out of my head. You have to catch these energy leaks early. If you start your workday with low-level background anxiety, this check-in is your shield against emotional reactivity. Let's talk about fuel. Most people treat their body like a trash can in the morning. Sugar, processed carbs, instant gratification. Then they wonder why they crash hard at 10:30 a.m. Food is information. If you feed your body junk, you get junk code. I focus on high-octane fuel, quality protein, and healthy fats. Think omelets with spinach, oatmeal with walnuts, or a nutrient-dense shake. And hydration is key. Start with a massive glass of water, not just coffee. When you eat with intention, you are telling your body, we have serious work to do today. Step 8. This might sound superficial, but stay with me. It's psychological. How you treat your exterior reflects how you value your interior. I don't just wash my face, I perform a ritual of renewal. Whether it's using a specific face scrub, applying a moisturizer, or just taking care of your skin, do it with presence. It's a symbolic act of washing away the fatigue of yesterday and preparing the avatar for today's game. When you look in the mirror and see someone who takes care of themselves, you act with more authority. And finally, here's the golden rule, the one that ties it all together. Output before input. The old version of me would scroll through Twitter to wake up. The new version of me creates something before consuming anything. Write a paragraph, sketch an idea, plan a project, record a voice memo. Spend just 15 minutes in creator mode before you enter consumer mode. This flips the power dynamic. You are setting the agenda for the universe rather than letting the universe set the agenda for you. It changes your frequency from passive to active. Listen, I want to be clear. This routine isn't a magic pill. It is a construction project. I didn't install all these habits in one day. I laid one brick at a time. Maybe you start with just the water and the silence. Then you add the movement. The goal isn't to be a robot. The goal is to build a fortress around your focus so you can operate at your highest level. Stop chasing a better life and start building a better morning. If you found value in this blueprint, hit the like button so we can spread this message. Tell me in the comments, which of these 9 steps are you installing tomorrow? Subscribe for more strategy. Let's get to work.